Well, now onto the book itself. On the Buses, the filming locations offers the most comprehensive guide ever to filming locations used in on the buses, be it on the small or the big screen. Until now, you may have found the odd website or forum with some locations listed as they were in my first publication, On the Buses, A Complete Story. However, the book contains over 200 filming locations, with the majority of them being previously unknown. It also contains then and now photographs in black and white, allowing you to compare the locations as they looked when the cast and crew filmed there, and also as they look today, decades later. Each location's entry details when and where the location appears and how to visit it today, with directions to them via public transport. The locations are listed in 3 separate chapters, with the LWT years at Wembley taking up the first chapter. The move by LWT to the South Bank Studios in 1972 sees the locations moved to the south of the River Thames. And are covered in chapter 2. The third chapter contains the locations seen in the 3 spin-off films. Where we are today, Borehamwood, contain many of these locations. Each chapter begins with a look at the studios where On the Buses was filmed, with photographs and directions on how to reach them. Now, of course, a small percentage of filming locations have remained undiscovered. These are covered in the 4th chapter, entitled The Ones That Got Away. It includes my opinion on where the locations may be, and affords a chance for the readers to turn detective and try to unearth these unknown locations, meaning the book serves a purpose even after it has been read. This chapter does also include the revealing of locations that are known but were omitted due to the locations having changed beyond all recognition, ruling out a now and then comparison. As a bonus, there are a handful of rare publicity photographs added of those known locations. The book also includes a travel and trip suggestion section. It offers tips on how to conduct yourself when visiting locations, and how to enter the holiday camp and form a skid pan site, and how to gain permission to take photographs on those sites. Also included is a breakdown of areas in which locations can be found, and if you visit these areas, all locations that can be found in close proximity. A very convenient addition, I'd like to think. Finally, in the appendix are a selection of useful maps and photographs in colour and black and white that will be of great use. These are overhead photographs of key locations with points of interest indicated with a key beneath each photograph. Also maps to help you find Prestatyn Sands holiday camp, and then another which indicates where a location once stood compared to what now stands on the site. Well, that was the full content list of On the Buses, the filming locations. This was a book which took about around 15 months to complete. It began with a viewing of all 74 episodes and 3 spin-off films, cataloguing each location to feature, with the search beginning with the aid of computer programs such as Google Maps and Street View. Myself and good friend Richard Coghill spent many hours over many days and weeks walking virtual streets on our PCs and smartphones, and the locations, once uncovered, had to be visited, verified and photographed. These visits were fraught with danger and laced with humour. On one trip, I was almost cut down in my climb by a fast-moving cyclist travelling at great speed. At another location in Enfield, I felt like the paparazzi as I crouched down in a ditch taking photographs, much to Richard's amusement. But I'm sure you will agree, after reading the book, that it was all worthwhile. There are many people to thank for the finished product. Those that have helped pinpoint locations, such as lifelong Borehamwood resident Robert Hickey, there he is at the back there, Richard Coghill, several online forum members from a few years ago, and employees past and present at Ponton's camp at Prestatyn deserve thanks. Also, of course, my sister Carol, who's travelled with me a few times to Prestatyn to find certain locations as well. Also, Studio Canal Plus and Rex Features for supplying images for the book have helped greatly. Graham Cook, Writer's World, and Ian Law